Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the jury, club leaders, visitors, learners, I'm greeting you by the best greeting of greetings. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the very first edition of the English Club TV show, a new platform created to celebrate talent, leadership, and excellence through English language. Today is not just a competition, it's a beginning of a movement. The objective of this English TV show is clear. We are here to promote English all around the country, to connect young people from different institutions and give students a stage to express themselves in English and build in their leadership. From every area in Senegal, we believe in English clubs, and we know they have something that we cannot find anywhere else. That's why we are here. The first edition marks history, and we are proud to launch it with outstanding institutions ready to compete with intelligence, eloquence, and team spirit. Please give a round of applause for all our participants. We warmly welcome our honorable members of the jury. And we cannot forget the members of the production, invited guests, and teachers. It's such a pleasure, please, to welcome our participants. We have today 3 English clubs for this first session. Please make a lot of noise for the first team, which is EIM English Club, please. So now, make a lot of noise for the second team, which is Faseg English Club, please. Last but not least, let's welcome, with a lot of noise, please, Ifpnc team. Thank you. You may ask, who am I? But I will quickly tell you who am I. I'm your host, naturally. I'm Aisha Al-Bakai, happy to be here with you. I will give to each team 45 seconds to introduce themselves. So before we do that again, I would like you to make a lot of noise so that we can make them feel at ease. Okay, so we will have 50 seconds. We will start by EIM. Welcome.
Very much. Thank you very much for these invitations. We are glad to be here. I would like to say first, good afternoon to everyone here, and thank you for joining us. My name is Maimouna Mbaye, and I'm a first year at University Amadou Mahtar Mbow, and we are here to represent the team from the English Club.
Hello everyone, I'm really glad to be here today. My name is Sheikh Ould Khairi Tala. I am a graphic design student at Amadou Mahtar Mbow University.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. So the name is Maman Hassan Laisar, and I'm a student down University Amadou Mahtar Mbow of Jamjanjo, and I'm so happy to share this debate with you.
So, hello everybody, my name is Kodou Sow, and I'm a student down Faseg, and it's a great pleasure to be here representing my faculty, which is Faseg, at this English Club TV show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable member of the jury, dear moderator, I am Daoud Ndiaye from Faseg. I'm very happy and delighted to be part of this first edition English TV show. Thank you.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, honorable jury, moderator. I answer by the name of Bakri Jachel, and I'm a 20 years old sophomore student in economics down Faseg in Yap University. My pleasure.
Thank you. So I think there is a mic. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Rabia Sek. I am a cabin crew trainee at Ifpnc School of Aviation, and I am passionate about building a successful international career. Thank you, my pleasure.
Good morning, everyone. Myram Lee is my name, and I am from IFPNC as a trainee of ground agent and also a cabin crew member. So I'm glad to be here.
So, hi everyone, my name is Rebecca, and I am a student at IFPNC, where I learn aviation and professional English, and it's my pleasure to be here today.
Thank you so much, dear audience. So after introducing the English clubs, please, I would like to thank our honorable members of the jury who are here, and please make noise for Mr. Bamba Halim Fall. And we have also Mrs. Mayang Job, if I'm not mistaken, and Mr. Maktar Job. There will be our members of the jury for this session of debate. And are you guys ready? We will see it right now. So now let's come to serious things about the topic of this competition. English language, a compulsory tool for a good career. So that is why we would like to ask to the very first team from UIM the first questions. This is very relevant because you are the first one. So we are waiting for you to show us what you can do. The question is English truly indispensable for career success in Senegal today? Or is it still a privilege reserved for an elite few?
Is English a privilege reserved for a few? Now let me answer that question with a simple image. Walk into any market in Dakar, talk to the artisans selling leather goods, and ask them the question, who his best customers are? And they will tell you the tourist, the European, American, Asian. And the next answer he will give you is, I need English to sell. I need English to sell, not to impress, not to show, to feel superior. But to survive. And that is exactly what globalization has done. It has brought just the word into our doorstep, and the word speaks English. English, international trade, digital commerce, technology, research, every major of the global economy, operates primarily in English. English is the language of internet, of contract, of opportunity. It is no longer a privilege reserved for a certain elite sitting in an air-conditioned office. It is the language for the Senegalese who want to sell online. It is the language of the fisherman who his cooperative want to export to Europe. It is the language for student, you student who want to access a scholarship. So no, English is not a privilege. English has become a tool for economic survival.
Or as it is said, English today, is everywhere, particularly for those who want to maybe do research or watch tutorials or even get access to the academic papers. Because today, even those who aren't at school or those who aren't maybe in the offices needs English, as he just said. I mean, everyone should access to this tool because it's not just a language, but it's a tool.
So now, let's just come to the second question, which will be asked to Faseg English Club. So, your question will be, dear debaters, Senegal public school system teaches English for fewer than 4 hours a week. Is this enough to produce graduates who can directly compete in an English-speaking global economy?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for this question. So, okay, can we really expect school to do everything for us, or should students take responsibility for their own learning? So, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, less than 4 hours a week is enough to make students compete globally in economy. Why? Because, as we say, practice makes perfect. Okay, and also we must know that practice makes perfect. It means that motivation is a key, and it's a crucial thing to be motivated. And also, most importantly, we must choose always quality over quantity. Okay, so let's take an example, an easy example. Okay, let's guess that we have, few than 4 hours well used is way more effective than many hours used without any engagement. Personally, I had less than 4 hours a week, and yet I was able to build a good level outside the classroom. And there's a saying that goes, where there's a will, there's a way. That means motivation is key role, and it plays a crucial, definitely the thing. And also, we can highlight that there's a saying of William Yeats that say, education is not a filling of a pail, but a lighting of a fire. And it's mean education goes beyond school.
All right, thank you so much. One of my teammates saying is really, really important. So we cannot think that increasing the number of classrooms hours will help a student to be good at English. If we think that way, that suppose that increasing the classrooms hours for mathematics will help students being good at mathematics, or science or history, or that's not the case. So here the fact is, we have to understand that the system is not only the thing that we have to rely on. We have to take our own responsibility, and this is the reality that we need to take on account. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear members of Faseg English Club. So let's come to the very last question, and which is on the honor of women who are here. So ladies from Ifpnc English Club, I have a great question for you. The question is, over 60% of internet content, global job posting, and international academic publications are in English. Does this make mastering English no longer optional, but make a professional survivor?
Thank you for the question. Well, from my point of view, English is now a matter of professional survival because the digital world runs in English. Technology, business, aviation, most apps and platforms are in English. And it is important to note that many international job offers are written in English. We can also see that big companies use English for communication. And that shows how important the language is in today's world. And as Nelson Mandela said, if you speak to someone in a language he understands, you reach his head. But if you speak to someone in his language, you reach his heart. So To me, it is obvious that English is not just a skill, it is in fact a survival tool. So now my partners will explain exactly what this means for our sector. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. So I do think that mastering English is no longer optional. It's more like a necessity and a matter of survival. So in today's world, if you don't speak English, you're just not limited. You excluded. For example, let's take two persons going for the same interview and having the same skills, the same diplomas. The one who have more English skills will surely be the one who be taken. So yes, thank you.
Okay, after all that being said, I think that we just have to let's stop pretending it's not like merely it's merely an option, because English is mastering English is a must-have. For an example, I will say it like most of Senegalese youth, as us, lack a lot of opportunities. It's not because we lack of talent. It's because some of us lack master of English.
Thank you for accepting this challenge, dear teams for UIM team, Faseg and Ifpnc. We appreciate it. Thank you. That was over for the first round. So now let's move on the second one, which is a confrontation between public schools and private ones. So the question which is going to be asked to you, debaters, for this confrontation is: English taught in private institutions is more directly tied to professional practice, aviation English, business English, and hospitality. Is this specialized approach more valuable than the academy English taught in a public university?
Thank you for this interesting question. Honorable members of the jury, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that if you learn how to hunt one type of animal, what will happen when it disappears? Preparing only for one job is risky today because the world is changing faster than our skills. This is the reason why the public universities provide for us academic English that builds critical thinking and versatility. For instance, we have the Sheikh Anta Diop University graduates. They can adapt to many things. They can adapt to law, to finance, to diplomacy, and more over. Why? We should ask that question. Because their English is not limited in one sector. Of course, don't get me wrong. Specialization, it is important. It is useful. But we must take the academic English as the foundation first so that we can have flexibility. Thank you.
English taught at private is more valuable for whom? In our example, I will say that for a flight attendant, and English is not an option, it's an obligation. Because imagine you're in the air, in the aviation, you don't have the second chance to rephrase a sentence because we use English for every situation like emergency, safety, and imagine you are in the situation you have to an emergency landing. You have to communicate with the pilots, with the co-pilots, with the people who are there. You have to explain them how to use the materials inside. But English is a language that everybody understands because it's an international language. So I think that, yes, academic English builds knowledge, but the professional English saves lives. We don't just learn English, we are working in English, we live in English.
We all agree that transferable skills matter, and we have them. And as she said, our trainees write reports, deliver presentations, and handle emergencies all in English. If anything, the transferable skills of performing under pressure in English. Sorry.
English taught at private institutions is more directly tied to professional practice. Seriously. You know, I had to bring my lollipop and laugh like a baby, because why specializing when you can speak, write, read, and pronounce like a native? You know, public universities, they offer more valuable and sustainable ways of learning English. They do not train students for one specific job. They develop thinkers who can analyze, adapt, and grow on their entire careers. Students are trained to think critically, to argue, and to understand English at a deeper level. This goes far beyond memorizing professional vocabularies, for sure. Just one question. I want to ask you, what are your English teachers' background? I'm talking to the great minds. You could not understand.
Thank you. We respect the breadth that public university teach, but what we must understand is that the world is changing fast, and private university adapt quickly to new needs. Let's be honest, because it's not about money. It's not about, I don't know, tools or something like that. We are talking about practical skills, and it is very important. Yes. So I respect what you're saying and I understand, but I don't agree. I really don't agree that public university is more like...
Can I say something, please?
Sure.
Honorable jury, moderator, ladies and gentlemen, I think my opponents in private institutions are misunderstanding the question. The question is not about it if professional English is good and bad. The question is more about if professional English is more valuable than academic English. And you need to understand an important reality. English taught in public institutions is part of a broader, a larger, or a wider intellectual training that trains not only your critical thinking, but also your ability to be someone who can make some valuable talks and say things which are substantial. So all of this are important and valuable across any sectors because it allows you to have not only adaptability, flexibility, but also analysis, synthesis, and abstraction. So someone who prioritizes a profession over intellect is like a slave for capitalism, companies, and corporate needs. And someone who say that I'm gonna prioritize my intellect, it is probably going to use it more efficiently in order to be a better professional. So saying that academic English is less valuable than the English taught in private institution is totally misleading. This is what I think about it, because we are the thinkers. Thank you so much.
I just heard something that is really funny, because all I heard about what you were saying is aviation, but life doesn't turn about aviation only. Okay? I mean, the thing is, when we talk about valuable, I mean, it means the more importance that the English can give you. I mean, the tools that is for you. And for us, the academic English means for us that we can talk to everyone, that we can be in every situation, in every emergency, and being capable to talk to everyone. I mean, one of us, if you take one of us and bring them to an aviation, maybe we cannot manage some things. But if it comes, I mean, to talking to some people or trying to handle an emergency, it's easy for us. Because we don't just learn about aviation, we learn about life.
Are you sure it's easy for you
Sorry,
to
what?
manage emergency?
That's what I was saying. I mean, maybe we cannot manage a specific
Under
emergency.
pressure.
I mean,
Are you sure
we are.
it's easy for you?
We are not talking
to
about pressure. We
manage
are
an
talking about English.
emergency under pressure in English.
But we are talking about English, not the pressure. It is another.
Yeah,
it is
but
another
you
subject.
said it was
But if
easy
it
for
comes-
you to manage an emergency under pressure in English. That's
Of
what you
course,
said.
of course. But because I am
Are you
able to speak
sure?
English, of course I am, for sure.
I think this part like interested even the public, even the others. And I know they wish they had more time so that they can express themselves, but this is the challenge, so we have to accept it like this.
Thank you. That was all for the second session, which were a debate confrontation. So now let's move to the third one, which is the playing round. This part is very important because it's the most emotional and powerful moments of the show. Each institution sends one representative to deliver a speech, a passionate one. So judging criteria includes clarity, emotional impact, and fluency. For this play round, we will call EIM, which topic is English unemployment, the silence barrier no one talks about. For Faseg, it will be the language of money, why every economic student must master English. For Ifpnc, at 35,000 feet, English is not optional, it's a life-saving. Please, a lot of applause for them so that they will give their speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, every year in Senegal, thousands of young graduates leave university with degrees in their hands and hope in their hearts. They did everything right. They studied hard. They passed their exams. They believe in the promise that education leads to opportunity. And yet, many of them remain unemployed. Not because they are not intelligent, not because they are not capable, but because they cannot speak English, a silent barrier, a barrier no one warns them about until it is too late. So, today, jobs are no longer local. Opportunities are global, from international companies to online platforms, from scholarship to remote work. The language of opportunity is English. So, what happened to a brilliant student who cannot express their ideas in that language? They are ignored, they are rejected, they are left behind. Not because they lack talent, but because they lack access. And that is not just unfortunate, it is unfair. Because we are not talking about a choice anymore. We are talking about a system that prepares students for exam, but not for reality. A system that gives them knowledge, but denies them the key to use it. And that key is English. Let us be clear. English is no longer an advantage. It is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. It is a difference between being qualified and being employed. The difference between having dream and living it. So, today I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for every graduates who were told you're good but not good enough. Every dream that was delayed, every opportunity that were lost in translation. Senegal.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Senegal does not lack talent. Senegal does not lack intelligence, but Senegal is losing opportunities because it is underestimating the power of English. So the real question is no longer should we learn English. The real question is, can we afford not to? In today's world, because in today's world, English is it is not English or It is not English or success, it is English or unemployment. Thank you for paying me attention.
Members of the jury, distinguished guests, respected supporters, brilliant students, let me speak to you not as students, but as the future of this economy. We live in a world where money speaks, not whispers, not negotiates. It speaks with power, and the language it speaks is English. From the boardrooms of the International Monetary Fund, to the reports of the World Bank, to the flashing screens of Bloomberg, the system is not waiting for you to catch up. It is moving fast. Now listen carefully. You can be the smartest student in Senegal. You can master economics, understand markets, analyze data. But if you do not speak the language of power, you will remain a spectator in a game that should be yours. And I'm not here to come for you. I'm here to wake you up. Ignoring English today is not culture. It is not pride. It is not resistance. It is surrender. Because the truth is this: when decisions are made about your economy, about your currency, about your future, they are made in a language you must understand or be locked out of. So what do? You don't complain. You don't make excuses. You prepare. You study English like your future depends on it, because it does. You read it, you speak it, you think in it, not to lose who you are, but to make sure the world cannot ignore who you are. Because a man who understands the language of money is a man who cannot be easily controlled. And a generation that masters that language is a generation that cannot be denied. So I ask you, will you remain on the sidelines, or will you step into the arena? The choice is yours. Thank you.
On the 27th of May 1977, two Boeing 747 collided on a runway in Tenerife, Spain. 583 people died. 583. The cause, a miscommunication in English between a pilot and an air traffic controller. Hello everyone. My name is Ludovica. I am a training at Ifpnc, the Institut de Formation du Personnel Navigant en Cabine. And I am training to be the person standing between 300 passengers and the unknown. So today I'm here to tell you one thing my training has made absolutely clear. In aviation, English is not just a school subject. It is a professional license. And without it, you do not fly. The ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, mandates English proficiency for every professional in aviation on this planet. Not as a recommendation, not as a preference, but as a condition of employment. Why? Because every pilot, every co-pilot, every air traffic controller, every cabin crew member who has to give safety briefing at 35,000 feet must speak, understand, and respond in English precisely and without any hesitation. Because at 35,000 feet, there is no dictionary, there is no translator, and there is no second chance. Dear members of the juries, my classmate and I do not study English because it is on the syllabus. We study English because somewhere on the flight we have not yet boarded, a passenger is going to look at us and trust us with their life. And we will have exactly one opportunity to get it right. As Senegal's aviation sector grows with Blaise Diagne International Airport and the rise of national airlines, the future professionals who will staff these aircraft are sitting in classroom today. We are those professionals, and we cannot afford linguistic failure. So to every student in this room who thinks that English can wait, or that it is optional, or that it is someone else's priority, just look up. Imagine the sky. Imagine those 300 passengers trusting you. English is not just a note, a grade on a notebook. It is the difference between a flight that lands safely and one that does not. One more thing. At IFPNC, we are not just learning English. We are earning the right to fly. It was Ludovica Jean from IFPNC. Thank you for your attention.
I used to say, be where great minds are, but I will add, be where great speakers are. Thank you for your nice speeches, we did appreciate. So that was all for the play round. Now we will just start the karaoke round. Each club will be represented by one candidate who will perform a song, and they will have each 3 minutes. This round celebrates pronunciation, confidence, stage presence, and also the joy of expressing oneself through English music. We will now call EIM, Faseg, and Ifpnc for the performance. Please give a round of applause for them. To them.
Shine bright like a diamond. Fine like a beautiful sea, ashes to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You shooting star I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become alright. Alright. At first sight, I love the energy of sun ray. I saw the life inside your eyes, diamond. Tonight, you and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Eye to eye, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you, and that's how I know you. Go on. Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you. Go on. And if I Wherever you are, I believe that my heart does go on.
Love can touch us one time and last for a lifetime and never let go till we go. Love was when I loved you one true time. I heard you in my life will always go on. Need for wherever you are, I believe that the others go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on.
Hey everybody, thanks for giving me the floor. My name is Hadim Fal Bamba, part of the members of the jury. It was a great pleasure for me to hold it with my other partners, but it was very hard for us to judge. The reality is, who are we to judge you? Because each one of you had a talent, confidence, and everything that goes with. But you know that at the end of the competition, we should have one team winner, the second team winner, but also the third team have the possibility to go to the final part of the competition, but it will depend to the competition to come. Before I talk about the different results we have over here, I would like to give some comments that the members of the jury had concerning the different teams we had over here. Concerning EIM, the jury says that the team members were really confident. Their arguments were well done and the group had a very great spirit. Even though in some parts not everybody talks and we felt some hesitations, it is a very good team and your English was really great. Concerning Faseg English Club, the group was very strong. We felt dynamism when you was taking the floor. Your plea part was well done and the English also was really fluent. We felt also in the group that they took initiatives a lot during the competitions, even though we felt in some of your members some hesitations that can be ameliorated. Concerning Ifpnc, I pronounce it well, there was some hesitations at the beginning of the competition, but the plea was greatly done. We felt also a very good participation of the group. The pronunciation also was great. The difficulty we had with that group is the time management that should be improved for the next time. The first prize for this competition, the English TV show, we have a special prize named the prize of the best debater. So, the prize of the best debater goes to a girl named Gay Fatu from EIM. Because in English, when we talk about debate, we also talk about how well you argue, but also how well you refute your arguments, and that lady boasts the whole team. Now, when it comes to the team that was the best debater,
in terms of team members, the prize of the team that were the best team debater goes to members from Faseg English Club. I think when it comes to talk about the play, the girls, our host said it, it is a very important part because it requires emotional aspect. Each one of them was very good. We felt in their presentation that they was really great leaders. But there is a girl that kept our attention in terms of structure and how well the speech was delivered. And that girl is from Ifpnc. When it comes now to the karaoke, the best team to win the karaoke part comes from Ifpnc. Ladies and gentlemen, now I am going to give the final result. The final result for the first edition of English Club TV show tells that a great team, a wonderful team that comes from a wonderful team that comes from that team won the second place. The second place goes to Ifpnc. And now the first place goes to Faseg English Club. And as I said it, the team from EIM have the possibility to go to the final competition, but it will depend to the competition to come. So thank you for your attention.